Hey y'all, it's Tammy with Collard Valley Cooks. We get the question, why is my biscuit crumbly so much that I've decided to do an experiment today? We are going to be making biscuits all different kinds of ways. I am going to mix up a batch with double the shortening and then a batch with my typical shortening. We're going to be using buttermilk and sweet milk, which is regular milk. And I'm going to do it a lot of different ways, and we're going to line them up in comparison on this tray so that we can see the different types of biscuits and the textures. It's going to be a really good video, and I'm hoping it's going to answer some questions today. So what we're going to do is in one bowl, we are going to use a 1/4 cup of shortening with 2 cups of self-rising flour. This flour already has salt, baking powder in it, okay? In this bowl, we're going to use double the shortening because I know a lot of people use more shortening than they really should. I've seen a lot of people. So what we're going to use in this one is 2 cups of self-rising flour with a 1/2 cup of shortening. Now we're going to take a blending fork and we are going to blend the shortening into the flour until it's about pea size, and we're going to do this with both bowls. White lily flour is a very light and fluffy winter white wheat flour, and most of the time it is a pre-sifted flour, and so you don't have to sift it. All right, we've got 2 bowls, each with 2 cups of flour. We're going to divide them out in half. So we're going to be making a regular milk biscuit and a buttermilk biscuit with each set of biscuit mix. So the first thing we're going to do is make biscuits with the regular milk. This is actually a 2%, which is what a lot of people buy now. And of course, the more whole your milk is, the more fat that's going to be in your biscuit. But these are going to have a lot of fat in them because they had double the shortening. Now, when you put milk in your biscuit mix, this makes a difference in the texture as well. Add it a little bit at a time until you can see there's really nothing left in the bottom of the bowl, as far as flour that goes. Okay, with each mix, we will add regular milk, then buttermilk, and we're going to add it just until it's blended, as you see us do with this first biscuit. I'm going to take my sifter and just lightly sift some flour on the counter. And the first biscuit that I make, I'm going to pinch off and roll. So I'm not going to put any extra flour in it at all. And then after that, what we're going to do is knead the biscuits. These are going to be a lot heavier with all that shortening in them. We're going to place that right there on this pan. Now what I'm going to do is take the dough and I'm going to fold it twice into some flour. And I'm going to cut out another biscuit. Put it there. Now I'm going to take the same dough and we're going to put some more flour in it and fold it a couple more times. And what I'm trying to do is see if adding the extra flour is going to make a biscuit more crumbly or not. And I want them to be about the same height when I put them in the pan. Okay. So we're just going to keep doing this over and over. Adding a little bit more flour to it. And and then cut another biscuit. Because so many people will tell people that it's because, wait, I didn't really need it, that it's because they put too much flour in their biscuit and that's why it's crumbly. So we're about to find out. Because look how much flour these are going to have in them compared to the first few biscuits we made. And then one more. And there we have our first biscuit type, which is sweet milk biscuits, double the shortening. Yes, this question has been such a hard one to answer, and so many different opinions that when Chris got up this morning, I told him what my plans were, and he thought that would be a good idea, didn't you, Chris?
Yep.
He was saying that just remember just to add a little bit of milk at a time, because in order to compare these, I got to make sure that they're about the same consistency. He was saying one person, what were you saying about somebody saying something's crumbly? It might be different than...
Like some people may mean crumbly like they're dry, and some people just may mean crumbly like they fall apart, you know, and they could be moist and fall apart. So even when somebody says my biscuits are crumbly, you really don't know exactly what they mean by my biscuits are crumbly.
It's just a really hard question to answer, and we get it so much. So we're about to find out. Now, I'm going to be honest, that's a little bit wetter than the last batch, so I'm going to put just a tiny bit of flour in it. And when you use buttermilk and you make a biscuit, you really can put a pinch of soda in there, and it do even better. I forgot to do it. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, put that bowl there. I'm just going to roll this around because my dough is a good bit wetter than my last dough. So I'm going to pinch this off, and it could be the difference in the milk too that makes the dough feel different. And we're going to roll this one just like we did the first one, and then I'm going to continue to fold these. That one's not quite as big as that one, so let me try to get them about the same size.
If you're enjoying this video, please give us a like. If you're new to the channel, please head down, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded.
Okay, and let's get some flour in them.
We got half cup of shortening, quarter cup of shortening, sweet milk, buttermilk, buttermilk, sweet milk.
Woo, I found some blackberry jelly today. I'm glad I did. So we're going to get them in there.
What are you cooking them on?
450 degrees. All right, we're going to get y'all up close so y'all can watch them cook. All right, we're going to get these out of the oven. They're ready. They've been in here 20 minutes. So it's 450 for 20 minutes. This is the double shortening side. Buttermilk's in the middle. So this is them coming out of the oven. And we are going to let them sit here for about 5 minutes because I do not want to open them up when they're this hot. I'll get burnt. But you can really tell the difference in the amount of flour going in them, how they look and how they're shaped. Even you can tell right off that the biscuits with sweet milk, which is this row and this row, are more split looking and torn apart, so that means they're automatically a little drier. But we're about to really see the difference in them. This one's so funny right here. You can tell the different layers.
And every time you fold it, that's another layer.
Right.
So, you can see the ones that she folded and folded. They have
Over and over.
way more layers. And you can see that all the way down.
Yep. Okay, we're going to start with the biscuits that were rolled. And they're really pretty. That's how Mama made hers. All right, this one, these two are double shortening, 1/4 cup of shortening. These two are sweet milk, okay? So here's your sweet milk biscuit. And you can tell sweet milk is crumbly. This one is double shortening buttermilk biscuit. And it's a little crumbly, but
Bigger crumbs.
yeah. This one is 1/4 cup of shortening buttermilk, which is how I make biscuits. Ooh, that's hot. Biscuits are always going to crumble a little. This one is sweet milk, 1/4 cup. And the double shortening sweet milk biscuit to me is absolutely, let me just smash it, the most crumbly. Look. Let's just scoot these two buttermilk ones over. This is double shortening with regular milk. This is a 1/4 cup of shortening with regular milk. And you can see how crumbly this one is. We're about to see how crumbly this one is. Not as crumbly. Bigger crumbles. Top. Same way. Bigger crumbles. If I did the top on this one, it would just fall to pieces. This side is sweet milk. This side is buttermilk. And we have the double shortening first. This is double shortening buttermilk. Double shortening buttermilk. 1/4 cup of shortening buttermilk. 1/4 cup of shortening buttermilk. It's obvious that the flour bag tells you to use a 1/4 cup of shortening, and it's for a reason. I'm sure they've done a lot of experiments. You can tell by looking at this plate, the two biscuits that were made with a 1/4 cup of shortening in the mix, whether it's sweet milk or buttermilk, are better in texture than if you double the shortening. And this one is double shortening sweet milk, which is the same as this one. We're going to open it up. A folded biscuit automatically holds together more than a rolled biscuit, which is what I've told people in the past.
So that one's sweet milk.
Sweet milk, sweet milk.
Double.
Yep.
Sweet milk, 1/4 cup.
Mm-hmm. I can already tell you that the buttermilk biscuits are better to stay together and not crumble. Okay? And you're going to see that even with all the extra flour, it's probably not going to make a lot of difference. These were just overworked. I mean, just overworked. I mean, I can do this for you. And you can kind of tell the difference. But I mean, they're just overworked. But even so, they're still not as crumbly.
Yeah, even
These are still not as crumbly
Yeah.
as this right here.
I mean, that stays together.
Yeah.
You can pick up the whole biscuit, you know. Same thing with that.
That's buttermilk, though.
Yeah,
This
these are-
over here is sweet milk.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm
even
saying,
so,
though.
you got pieces that are together.
Yeah. The buttermilk stays
It's
together.
not the amount of flour. It's the amount
Shortening.
of shortening, and if it's rolled. A rolled biscuit is more crumbly than a folded over biscuit every time. And I have told people that. I'm glad I did this experiment because the exact thing that I've been telling people is exactly what happens. A rolled biscuit is more crumbly. It takes more skill to make them, and they are more crumbly. They're fine. They're beautiful in the pan. They look great in the skillet, and they're fine to eat if you're going to crumble them up and put gravy on top of them. But if you want a biscuit that you want to open up and butter, and you want to roll it, make sure to use buttermilk, and make sure you use a 1/4 cup of shortening. So just make sure to use a 1/4 cup of shortening no matter what kind of biscuit you make. And make sure if you want to open a biscuit and stuff it, you fold it over about 6 times. You can even go 8 times if you're going to make a bigger biscuit. And then if you want to do a rolled biscuit, make sure you use whole buttermilk and 1/4 cup of shortening. But now some of you are raised on a rolled biscuit with sweet milk, and that's what you want to do. Just make sure don't put too much shortening in it if you make them that way, and know that they're going to be really hard to stuff. I hope this has given you some enlightening on telling people they're putting too much flour in their biscuits and that's why they're crumbly is incorrect. Okay? It's quite obvious no matter how much flour you get in that biscuit as we go down the line, and these were the most flour, they're not as crumbly as the rolled biscuits. It's because they're folded over, and you create layers as you put the flour and incorporate it into the biscuit, and it makes a pretty biscuit. You don't really overwork. It's hard to overwork a biscuit if you're folding it over and cutting it out, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. It is really enlightening. Now, I'm going to take a bunch of crumbled up biscuit and put some jelly on it and have a snack. Thanks so much for watching Colored Valley Cooks, where we get to the bottom of how Mama cooked. Bye, y'all. Love ya.